welcome to our live crafting session this evening. It is Thursday the 13th of March, just after 7 p.m. My name's Jenny McCormac. I am a Stampin Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire, and that is here in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. This week we have been using the framed scenes stamp set for our stamp set of the week, and this evening I'm adding on to that the framed scenes dies. So let me show you what we have made in Coffee and Card this week. So the framed scenes stamp set consists of 5 stamps. I appreciate the detail there is quite fine, and also it's probably slightly reflected on the stamp case. So there are 5 different scenes. So we have this one with the bridge over the river. We have this one which is the tree house. We have a lighthouse. We've got a road or a path running through the woods. And then finally we have this one, which is the little cottage in the woods. Now what you can do, of course, is combine some of those together. I can see somebody's just joined us. I think it's Fran. Oh, hi Fran. How are you? I hope you are well. So, yes, what you can do is combine these together. So this little scene here, although I haven't finished colouring it in, consists of the little cottage, which is this one here, that I stamped in the middle, and then the road, which is the part on the right hand side, and then I've used the trees there on the left hand side. So as long as you're careful about which bits you put together and in which order, you can create a complete scene. As I say, this isn't finished. I haven't finished off the pathway here, and I haven't added any sky or finished in the house. But I just wanted to show you how you could put those together to create a scene. Yeah, it really does work, and I suggested it to Coffee and Card, and of course they just ran with it, so I thought I'd better do a sample as well. They did a really good job. And you could use a blending brush to get some more detail into the sky, and obviously of course at the bottom, but this was just a sample to show you. So they've had great fun, and there's some great examples on my Facebook page. These are all on note cards and envelopes. What I'm going to do is increase the size and introduce the dies. So let's just pop those there for a minute and show you the dies. So the framed scenes dies is a pack of 4, and they consist of 2 ovals like so, that are just plain ovals, and you can layer those together as you'll see in a minute. There's also this frame, which creates a frame with a wood grain effect to it. I'm just looking for a pokey tool, and I must have about 3 here on this desk. Do you think I can find any one of them? No. I might be able to pop it out. It's because I put it through a few times, so it's sort of well stuck. and get it out. Right, let's get the right tool for the job. So this is a frame. It fits obviously the scenes, and actually wanted the insert. I didn't actually need the frame for this one, but when you put it through, obviously you get both levels. So let me show you the frame in Pecan Pie. So this is the frame. Let me lift that up. I don't know if you can see the wood grain detail in there or not. Oh, hi Carol. Carol's joining us from Florida. She's missing on stage. Were you intending to go? I have to say I haven't gone to on stage this time, which is very disappointing. But you can't do everything, can you? Thank you, Carol. So this is the frame. So it cuts the frame itself and obviously the hole in the middle, and it has a wood grain effect, which you can really bring to the fore if you use a blending brush or brush some ink over it to get the real detail of it. You might see it better on this gold piece. Yes, in fact you can, can't you? Let me put a mat behind it. So there we go. Although it is rather reflecting. So there is a frame. And you can combine those really nicely. So this is a card I created using some elements of the frames. So this uses the outside, which I've also done in Pecan Pie. I've cut or put in there a piece of gold card and use the larger of the two ovals to create the aperture, and then I pop the scene behind it. But there's so many combinations that you can do with these. Obviously you can put these two together. I'll put them on here. So you can put the two together and run those through onto a piece of card, and then you'll get a frame like this. You can also obviously get, if you just put one at a time, you'll get either the large one or the small one, which you can also layer together. Here's another one of the larger ones, like so. And then that's two of them together, and then that's the smaller of the two. You also get, of course, the inside of the frame, which are these three pieces here. So I've cut three frames, one in gold, one in white, and one in Pecan Pie, like so. So I've got three inside pieces. And then I've also got combinations of ovals. The other thing the dies come with is this wood grain effect embossing piece. So it just embosses wood grain, it doesn't cut it out. Difficult for you to see on there. But it's great for little areas of backgrounds. So I'm going to be using some of these. The other thing I've teamed it up with is another item in our online shop, and that is this corrugated embossing folder. I'm pretty sure we've had something similar in the past. If you've still got yours, then brilliant, but if you haven't got one, this is great because it corrugates both ways at the same time. So you can use either side. So if you've got a patterned paper or a piece of card with some detail on it, you can choose which side obviously you then use, but it does them both obviously at the same time to create that corrugated effect. So the idea for my card somewhere along the line tonight is to use that as my background. I'm then going to add in a frame. I haven't decided at this point whether I'll use a gold frame and an oval, for example, inside, like so. I might add the brown pecan pie behind the two, so it's almost like the reverse of this one here. So lots of combinations. I haven't actually decided which ones I'm going to do, but what I'm going to do is stamp the oval and the rectangle and then just work from there, really. So lots of options, and the frame dies I'm pretty sure they're either 19 or 18 pounds, but you can buy the stamps and the dies together for 36.75, and the stamps are 23, so that means you're getting the dies effectively for 13.75. So let's crack on. Let's stamp 2 scenes, and then I'm just going to work with these and put something together. So I hope everybody is keeping well. For those of you who are not aware, it's our annual convention running at the moment in America, Australia, and over here in Europe. The European convention is over in Strasbourg in France, and a lot of my colleagues and friends have headed there. I haven't this time round. You just can't get to everything, sadly, but I know they will be having fun. I know they will be looking at the brand new annual catalogue. Hi Nicole. And hi Brenda. Oh, Karen was on the waiting list to get, oh bless her, but she didn't get there. What a shame. As you say, it's the way it goes, isn't it? Right, let me see if I can find us again. It's always dangerous, isn't it? I shouldn't have come off that little screen. I would have been better. Hopefully the comments will come back up. Who knows? It keeps taking me to the wrong live, which is not very helpful. There we go. So, good evening to you, Nicole in Holland. I hope you are well. So, very multinational visitors today. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to stamp on these two and then create the scene, however that might look. So let's just pop this behind so you can see it a little bit better. I think what I might do is one in portrait, one in landscape, and then choose which one I'm going to use. I'm going to stamp with Early Espresso, and I think the lighthouse or the treehouse would work well on this oval. Is that the largest one? Yes, it is. But it really doesn't matter. I just really want to show you the versatility even of the frames. So this is the lighthouse first. I could stamp it in Night of Navy or something, but I'm just going to stick with this. Oh, it's a bit inky, but hopefully we'll be alright. Just going to bring this down a little bit from the top, like so. So there's our cute little lighthouse. Hopefully you can see that. Appreciate it. I've got my lights quite bright this evening. And it's very cold here. Got snow forecast for tomorrow. Who knows? And let's do the little cottage, because I haven't done much of that one. So this is what we'll be doing at Coffee and Cards tomorrow in Brackley. So I wonder if you're planning to go to Las Vegas later in the year, Carol. Let me know if you are, and if you're up for room sharing. I'll be more than happy. Right, so I've got some pens. I'm just going to do some quick colouring in. I'm not, this is not a lesson in colouring in. Just going to be short and sweet. Let's just have a coloured roof on here. You could leave them uncoloured if you wanted to. This is a retired colour, I'm pretty sure. Yep, cinnamon cider. So the demonstrators on stage today will have seen our new in colours for 2025 to 2027. That means the colours from 2023 to 2025 will be retiring. So sadly that includes, as far as I know anyway, Pebbled Path, and then Misty Mauve. Boho Blue, I think that'll probably be one of the ones that's missed the most, although Pebbled Path will be pretty close to that, I think. Just going to do these little stones and things here. There we go. So say it's quite a small, as you can see, quite a small area to colour. Fairly quick, because you're not adding a great deal of detail to it, because it is so small. I've got light and dark granny apple green. I'm going to use that for this tree here on the left. I suppose what I could have done is these at the same time. Like that. You could put, think about it, if you were using the frame, you could put a little piece of window sheet behind there to make it look like the glass in a frame. So I might try that if I can find some window sheet to hand. I had some from our class. And if you missed my session on Wednesday that was live, that's the brand new, one of the brand new kits. You can see that on my YouTube channel. Absolutely gorgeous cards that are made with that kit. So if you haven't seen it, do hop over and have a look. So this bank here could be grass, it could also be stone. I'm going to have this one as a little bit of grass. I will use a blending brush and add some sky to both of these. Let's add the same colour on here, just for this roof. I will lift this up to the screen because I appreciate it is fairly small. There we go, there's that one so far, and this one so far. These would look great if you have the postage stamp dies. You could do a series of postage stamps with the little scenes in. That would be very sweet as well. Right, let's just add a bit of a darker shade for these pine trees. Like so. Oh, I can't believe it's Friday tomorrow. And we're hurtling through March. Again. So we've got Mother's Day at the end of March, where we've got our clocks going forward for us here in the UK. the weekend of the 30th of March, same weekend as Mother's Day for us here. And then we have Easter in April. So we'll be making cards suitable for Mother's Day probably next week. But there'll be generic cards that you can use obviously for anybody. But hopefully will work well for Mother's Day if you need it to. Okay, right, let's just put a little bit along here. Now it may be whether I'll lose some of this detail when I frame it up, I'm not sure. Let's make that there. If you hear a gnawing sound, that's Woody. He's got a little bit of bone that he's chewing on, and he's right underneath the table. So apologise. Okay, could actually leave that little house white. Let me bring it up to show you. I'm going to do a red lighthouse, I think. And just add a little bit of maybe crumb cake. Let me just see if there's any other comments. No, I think we're all up to date. Right, let's maybe just do the shutters there and the door. There we go. That's that one. Let's do a bit here. So. And then we've got some blue for the water, and then we have got a small reflection in there. Let me find a bit of blue and a bit of red. What is this one? Dark Poppy Parade. This is dark balmy blue. And it's got a little bit of that reflection in there. Actually, I could probably do that. All of that blue. Like so. And then this is Dark Poppy Parade. I'm going to use that for my lighthouse. So here in the UK, lighthouses can be red, they can be white, they can obviously be stone coloured. I believe over in Europe you also see blue lighthouses. I think we do have a few here, but not many. In general, depending on whether they're in service or not, they tend to be red or white. Let's do that there. Okay, and then this bit around here now. Malcolm's card that Malcolm did on Tuesday had a great idea and added a rhinestone to the lighthouse to make it look like the light was shining. You could also use a piece of post-it note at a little bit of an angle. In fact, I might try that if I can find some post-it notes amongst all of this lot. If not, can just use a little bit of card or something. Let me see. Just to do a little sort of angle. No, you won't need your magnifier, I'm afraid, Fran. My vision's not good, so I have to take my glasses off, I have to say. So I have glasses for long distance. So, yeah. I'm just going to dot a little bit of this res in here. Just over the blue. Making it smaller and smaller to give the effect of a reflection, that's the word. You could also use a colour lifter just to take a little bit of that out as well. That would be another option. Right, let me find some post-it notes just to show you how you could do the light. So these are great post-it notes because they're see-through, well, nearly see-through, they're a bit like vellum. So if you wanted to, you could put 2 post-it notes. I'm going to bring that one in a bit actually. Like so. That would do. You could use a very light blends pen actually, if you've got lemon lolly, something like that. That would definitely work. What have I got here? I have got light lemon lolly. Should we just try that? Why not? Lift that off there carefully. There we go. So there's a little big, oh, you can hardly see that. It's quite obvious to me. Let me just turn that light a little bit down. Isn't that funny? Because it looks quite obvious to me. Can you see that? Oh yes, you can now. Just about. Maybe I'll make it a little bit darker. And then what I can do is cover that up and use my blue blending brush. That's the word. And just to do some sky. So post-it note to create the edges. There we go. There we are. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better now. Okay, so let's do a little bit of sky edition. So I'm just going to grab a blue blending brush. I've no idea where my balmy blue ink has gone, but I suspect there might be enough on here. So what I'm going to do for this one is cover that up that way. Just grab a bit of paper. So just want to, don't go over that edge there. hasn't got much ink on it. That's probably enough for my purposes. And then cover that little piece up there. Just so I don't end up with muddy blue and yellow. There we go. You can see that a little bit better now, maybe. Okay, so there's one little scene. Let's grab a blue ink. Pool party will do, but you could use boho blue, balmy blue, whatever you've got to hand, really. And I'm just going to come in from the edges on this one. I'm not going to do any covering up. Like so. The sky here this afternoon was so dark and grey. It really looked like it was going to snow, but it didn't come to anything, I'm glad to say. Sorry, that's Woody making that row. Okay, right, enough scenery making, Jenny. Okay, so I've got two little scenes. Shh, you two. What? Oh dear, sorry, did I take it away? Okay, so I could fit that one just in there, like that. Like so. I could use a blue frame, would have been nice actually, or a red frame, but there we go. So I could pop that in there with either the gold or the white, but if I turn that over behind it, like so. So lots of variations. I've also got a white frame. I wonder if that would be nicer against that background. Or I could add that. Oh, too many choices now. Okay, and I could put a red backing behind that. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. That layer there I'm going to use, and here we've got our corrugated piece of card. So I just used crumb cake and popped it through. Oh, sorry, Fran. Fran's just found, oh yes, the clear post-it notes. They really are good, especially for masking, where you want to see, you know, where you positioning something. Hi Babsy, thanks for joining us. Fran's dog is barking at the noise my dog is making. Okay, so I've got the gold. I could switch that for the brown. Actually, that is quite nice. Or I could use that gold around there. Oh no. No. Okay, let's leave those as they are. Maybe I'm going to do that combination. So let's grab a base card. See what I've got here. I've actually got a basic beige. No, I'm going to stick with white. Like so. Okay, let's cut this piece to size first. So I'm just going to cut this to 10 centimetres by 14.35. And remember, handy hint, if you're cutting a piece that's been embossed, don't cut it straight away. Use your scoring blade to flatten first, and then you can cut it without it puckering up. 14.35. I'm going to do it this way around, I think. There's not much in it. And I didn't bother with that one because it's going on the grain of the corrugation. Okay, that's going to go onto there. I could put another layer behind it, but you've seen enough of me already. Thank you, Fran. I picked it up from another demonstrator. I can't remember who, but it's a very useful tip. Makes a good sound, this, doesn't it? Sorry about the noise of the dogs munching in the background. Let's try this one. They're a bit cold. They've been in my car. I might have to revert to tape in a minute. It's getting there. Let's just put a little bit of tape on it. Just save some time, hopefully. There we go. So when you're adding something that's got embossing on it, dry embossing, just make sure you've got good contact of your adhesive with your piece, because obviously it's got less contact with the layer underneath it than it would normally have. Okay, so this layer is just going to go onto my, straight onto my card. You could, as I say, put another layer behind if you wanted to. Right, let's whip that away. And that one. So this is 10 centimetres by 14.35, and I've got a side opening card. Like so. Oh, it wasn't very straight, but it will do. Okay, so are we going to go with, I think I'm going to go with that. It's sort of more in keeping with the roof of my little cottage in the country. So, a couple of things you can do. You can put these two together and put the whole thing on dimensionals, which I think is what I'm going to do. So I want that to obviously fit back in that gap there. So I'm just going to add some tape. If you're putting it flat onto the card, I wouldn't bother with this stage. I would just put the two layers on, one after the other. But I want these to sit together like a picture frame, like so. I could put a little bit of thread across the top as well, or linen thread, gold thread. Let's see what I've got to hand. My box of twine out. So I've got this rather nice gold thread I think I might use. Let's just do that. I'm going to attach it to the back of this. Something like that. I did a bit more than I needed, didn't I? Okay, let's just use a little bit of this tape to hold it in place. So, pop that up there. And another piece. Right, let's see what that looks like from here. Yeah, that's going to work. So trim my somewhat excess off. Okay, and then this is going to, I'm going to see if I've got an embellishment I can put on there to make it look like it's holding it up. I'm pretty sure I've got some silver or gold. Let's pop this onto some dimensionals. Oops. Oh, Fran's dog is fine, jolly good. What sort of dog do you have, Fran? Let's put, oops. These are a little bit small, really. Would have been better with larger ones, but time is of the essence. So I've kept you long enough, I'm sure. There we go. When I finished on yesterday morning, I was doing the card kit, and I think it was Catherine who said I was going to have dimensionals all over the place. Well, straight after the live video, I looked down and Chino, who was underneath the table, was covered in lots of little dimensional backings, and she's a dark brown dog, so it looked like it had been snowing on her. Bless her. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here. You could do it that way, I suppose, couldn't you? But I quite like it with the things going down, the corrugations. Okay, so before I press it down, I'm just going to let it drop and see if it's in the right place, which it is. And then what I might do is turn that round. Let me find an embellishment to put on the top. Oh, golden doodle. Nice. Very nice. So there's a glittery gold one. A natural one. Oh, there's a cork one. That'd be rather nice. I don't think it needs glitter. So what I want to do is just turn that round, shorten it up a little bit, like so. Right, to find my pokey tool. That would do the trick, I think. turning that. There we go. Like so. And then I'm going to try one of these. So these are self-adhesive. But I think I need to add a glue dot or something behind there. Oh no, it might hold it. Let's try it. There we go. Let's see the detail at the top there. So it's a little cork unit. So there is one, and then this is the other one. So I think what I'm going to do is that one. I'm going to put that little layer around it and put it on a red backing. Small piece of real red. Just to fit in there, like so. So there's a number of things I can do. I can use that. I know that's how big the aperture is going to be, and I want it to be slightly bigger. So literally just going to cut that. And then fit that onto there. And I'm going to use the tape. Oh, that's right. Now, you've mentioned this to me before, so I apologise, Fran. You did tell me she was your daughter's service dog. So I'm just going to put some tape on here, only because I know my glue is on its last legs. Okay, so pull this away gently. This frame can be quite fragile depending on what you've cut it from. After all that, I didn't use that lovely gold frame. But never mind. It will come in useful for something else. What I tend to do, if I have any die cuts left, is put them in with the stamps and the dies, so that when I come back to them later, if I'm in a hurry, the same with any little stamped scenes, even if they're not coloured in, I just put them all together with the stamp set, and then it's ready to go if you need something in a hurry. Right, so there's my backing. I'm going to put that on there for a minute. I'm going to put this little gold frame on there, just because I can. I suppose I could have used that gold frame, really. Ooh. Decisions. Is that too much gold, do we think? I could do that. I do like it with the frame. Right, let's put the frame on. Hunting for my glue. I might have to open another glue, I think. Let's just try this one. I can't believe I've got so many open glues here, and they're all sort of on their last legs. Try this one. If from my bag. Oops, yep, that's working. So just a tiny little bit of glue. Now you could cut this frame out with self-adhesive sheet behind, of course. So you don't have to put glue on every last little bit, because you don't want it going everywhere. Okay, that's going to fit on there perfectly. Just give it a few seconds before I press it right down. There we go. I don't want any excess glue. So there's our little lighthouse with its reflection and its light. So all I need to decide is which frame. Right, I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. Let me know, I'm tempted to stick with the white, but let me know if you think it should be gold. Hi Annabelle, thanks for joining us this evening. Nice to see you today. There we go. This would be a good card for somebody who's retiring or somebody who's moving to the coast. So, like so. So all I need to decide is white or gold frame. I know it's a shame to cover that up, but I think maybe it needs to be the gold. Right. I'll just let the system catch up whilst I grab a base card, which is right in front of me here. And I think this one can go in portrait. Maybe I'll use basic beige. Got them in all directions now. Thank you, Fran. So all I need to know, I think gold does look better actually. And then I will put a backing to that as well. Or I could do that layer there, just real red, with that on top. Looks like very often in France you get things framed that just are framed and show the wallpaper behind it, don't they? So I could have avoided all of that and just put a frame on. But I do quite like that combination. Okay, let's pop this layer down. Can I find the right glue. Yes. So this will measure 10 centimeters by 14.35. I could stamp the back of that, but I think I'm going to keep it fairly plain. This is going to go up on dimensionals, and I am going to put the gold frame on top, I've decided, only because the white now doesn't look right. So just be careful when you're gluing the frame, is there are little gaps in there for the wood grain effect, so just make sure your glue doesn't seep through all of that. So put this on top, like so. Just going to hold it for a second. Like that. There we go. So there's our frame in a frame. And this is going to go onto here, just like that. Looks quite different, doesn't it? Yes. Dimensionals. Yes. I'm not going to put too many on. And then we're done. So I might leave these without sentiments, and then add a sentiment when it's ready to be sent. I'll say retirement would be good, a thinking of you, a birthday of C would also work. There we go. Like so. There we are. So quite a different looking scene. So I've got the lighthouse, I've got the glow from the light itself, and then this one I've done the little house and used the frame, put a little cork thing on the top, little cork round, just to finish that off, and I've used the corrugated background for that as well. So there we go, all done and dusted. So these are framed scenes. You can buy the stamp set with the 5 different scenes on. Let me clear this space rather. And you can buy the coordinating frames to go with it, or if you've got other rectangle frames or oval frames, obviously you could use those as well. But let me just move these out of the way, show you the other ones. So this one was with a printed wood background. There's the same scene there, but on the new rectangle dies. And then we have this one as the lighthouse. And then this one, and I've stamped the backing, not that you can see much of it, I don't think. And the cute little tree house. And then this is 3 of those, well, 2 of those put together to create a little scene. And then the 2 that I've done this evening, showing you the frames in a bit more detail. The lighthouse here on the right hand side with the gold frame, and then the little country house, country cottage on the left. So thank you so much for joining me. Sorry it's gone on rather long this evening, nearly an hour, which is really not necessary, but you know what it's like when you get chatting. And I have done 2 cards, so it doesn't make me feel quite so bad, plus the introduction and everything. So probably 40 minutes, if that, of crafting time. So I hope you like that. I will be back on Monday for a new stamp set of the week, and I'm releasing details of our class in a box. I released details of our Buckingham class, which is nearly full. That's on the 22nd of March, so a week on Saturday. and I've got 3 fun cards for that, which are these 3 here. This one using one of our new arched frames, and the lovely garden stamps and dies and masks, and obviously a choice of colours for those and a choice of the papers. So that's Buckingham. There'll be a variation of this as part of our class in a box, so watch out for that too. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. For those that are still here, thank you, Fran, Annabelle, Brenda, Nicole, Carol, and I think that is probably everybody that I know that's here. And obviously, if you've joined us since and you want to say hi or you have any questions, just pop those in the comment section, either here on Facebook or later it'll be up on YouTube. Thank you so much. Do take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Happy crafting. Lots of love. Bye.